Hello, in this episode of the Zero Waste series, I'm going to be discussing food. So I'm going to start us off with shopping. So when I go shopping at the store, I bring my own reusable bag with me, and I'm going to show you what I bring in my bag. So I have a jar for buying bulk items. This is just an old pasta jar, so you don't have to go out and buy new jars. You can just use jars that you're already getting. When you get there, they can weigh the jar for you and they'll put the weight on the top so that they can subtract out the weight. If you're a little nervous about going up first and having them weigh your jar, you can just bring a spare jar with you to the store and put it on the conveyor belt when you're going to buy your food, and they'll be able to weigh that jar before weighing the other ones. I also have a small jar that I did buy for shopping because it has the snap-on lid, and I use this for different like nuts and berries and raisins. Then I also have a honey jar. So the store that I do shop from does have honey on tap, so I can refill this. However, right now with the COVID-19 crisis, they are not allowing people to bring their own items, so I'm going to have to hold off for quite a while. I also have reusable produce bags. So I got this big one that's really good for like lettuces and corn, larger items like that. Then I got this small one that's good for carrots and parsley and cilantro. And I also found it works really well for baked goods, like this fits 2 bagels very well. And then this might surprise you, I do have some plastic produce bags in my bag. Now these I got before I went zero waste back in 2018. And I've just been reusing them. What I do is when I get home, I put my produce into my refrigerator. I wash these out with soapy water, and then I let them dry. Once they're dry, I put them back in my bag. I also go shopping another way too. So I'll buy bulk online. This is an example. So this is some whole wheat flour that I got from this business. What they do is they have a drop off each month, and we go and we pick up our food. So this is what it comes in. It's a paper bag, so we'll be able to recycle it. And what we do is we have food grade buckets that stay in our basement that hold our food. And then the whole wheat flour and other items that we want access to, we keep in jars. And this we have for our whole wheat flour, cocoa powder, black beans, chickpeas, popcorn kernels. We got dates in bulk and have them in a box in the refrigerator. So there's a whole lot of items that come in bulk this way. Then I also have some different neat tricks that I do to reduce waste. So with my leafy green vegetables, I will keep them and put them in little jars, give them a little bit of water, and put them in a sunny spot. And all this vegetation in the center that's growing really tall, this is all new vegetation that I'll be able to eat. And I do use a water flosser at night, so I keep all the excess water, and I will use this to water those plants. Also, when I get eggs, I get them in a cardboard carton, which I can compost. And then when the shells, after I eat, I rinse off the shells, I dry them, and then I put them in this container. I crunch them up into small pieces, as you can see. And each of these are little good calcium pockets, and I'll be able to put this in my compost as well. I do have reusable water bottles, so I never drink out of a plastic bottle. I use reusable bottles instead. And then, as I mentioned with the honey, right now the different stores are not allowing people to bring their own containers. So a way that I reduce my impact with this is, one, by buying larger containers. So instead of a lot of individually wrapped items, I'll get one large item. Or I get an item with a secondary purpose in mind. So I got this jar of peanuts, and I'm turned it into a dog treat dispenser. So I cut holes in it. I'll put the dog's kibble or treats in here, and as they roll them around, the treats will come out. So it's kind of neat. And I've made these before, and they last for years. So the dogs will be having fun with that. Most important topic with this is also food waste. Food waste is a huge deal, especially in the United States, but around the world. So I do compost. This is my indoor pail that I'll put my food waste in, and then I'll move it outdoors into my outdoor bins. When I go to work, I bring my food and everything with me in this reusable lunchbox. And I have some different ways of wrapping my food. So I do have some beeswax wrap. This is really good for cheeses, breads, and sandwiches. And I have some stasher bags. Now these look like plastic, but they're actually silicone, so they're sand-based instead of petroleum-based. Bad thing about them, just like plastic, is they are designed to last for a long, long time. So I plan on holding on to these, keep using them, and then passing them down through the family. They do zip up really tightly, so you can actually put vegetables in here and put in a boiling thing of water. It's very heat tolerant, and that would be fine. We've also put sweet potato cubes in this one and baked them in the oven. So that's an option as well. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.